dirty, it's dishonourable, and it won't work.
Yes, it's the ABC. Share the excitement of thousands of careering jobs in a rapid deployment process resulting in isolated broadbanding, boredom and bigotry. Even your best friends will tell you. Yes, it's here to stay, but for how long, well, we can't tell you. But as long as we've still breath enough for another Christmas, here's the all-new pre-packaged, sugar-free edition of the 1984 review.
I hope this isn't going to be on TV.
Oh, well, here we are again, all set for another look at what's happened during 1984. The end of an era. Nationwide died.
Good evening. Well, we're coming to you without titles tonight. I gather one of our tape machines is clapped out again, so...
The mining industry is pleading with the wrong. The mining industry is pleading with the government. This way.
Tonight on Nationwide, we cover today's sensational development.
Mr. Peacock, is it correct that you knew all the background of that question when Steele Hall asked it?
No, of course it's not. We wouldn't have asked the question had we known all the background.
Wait a minute. You would attack any journalist who did that.
No, there is a... has been able, therefore...
I beg your pardon. I did have a brief answer.
And then he could have explained the
answer. That's a brief answer, Mr. Cooper.
The fact is, now let me answer this. Let me say this. The fact is, I don't... Let me answer this. The fact is, I don't believe Mr. Peacock. I simply don't believe Mr. Peacock that he didn't know at any time.
I don't have to respond to a timetable laid down by Mr. Hall. They're the only ones benefiting from what the government's not doing.
And he didn't because he could kept on with the drivel they were on about. What about the crimes in respect of tax avoidance? The crimes of tax avoidance which went on... Well, let me finish. No, yeah, but you've never even spoken the debate.
You talk about...
Let me just make... I'm not here for the convenience of the ABC. I'm here to get the truth out.
Big time. Why don't you ask? But I was raising matters
we exposed him today. We wiped the floor with him today. And we'll wipe the floor with you on every other occasion you raise it in the Parliament. Well, you see what Mr. Justice Stewart... See what Mr. Justice Stewart says about it. See what Mr. Justice Stewart says.
We'll have to call it time now. I'm sure there'll be a return bout. Thank you.
Go back to the head of the... You've caught us one moment with the gentleman behind the camera. Go back to the head of the head of the piece. Yeah, whoops, a bit more. And it's stuck. It has to be stuck. And I haven't got a copy myself. There we are. A story like this in New South Wales, of all places, would not be complete without some tapes. Tape recordings of telephone conversations. Here they are.
Well, there you go, you see. We have had a week of trouble-free nationwides, and we seem to have had some problems up in Canberra tonight. We will go to the next... Just a moment.
And you're back with me in Canberra now, and the reason for that mess-up at the beginning of that item was that Max Walsh and I recorded our contribution tonight so that we could go home early, and we got the tapes mixed up.
Yes, OK, fine. Well, I think we will be coming back to that.
The federal government today revealed its new National Car Industry Plan. The theme is rationalisation. It calls for fewer models, more emphasis on Australian research, and even makes special provisions for the inevitable job.
But you see...
But we're not dealing with a legal case here, we're dealing with a discussion about
Father
the book.
McGee,
I wonder why you're walking around standing up, actually. I find that quite extraordinary.
Well, I'll sit down.
I would. I'd be grateful if you did. We could actually have a dialogue then.
Well, time's 2:30 in the afternoon. It's the Country Liberal Party conference.
The new... rotten headbanding?
Do you want to go to class? I got to go to weightlifting. Me missus does the yoga.
Well, I want the Sunday off. I pay that.
Yeah, well, I don't mind Sunday.
Michael and Jenny Edgley for Look and Listen magazine.
If you're really interested in television, you'll give the raw prawn to
ABC, your national...
There's been much speculation as to the future of the ABC, and radical new directions given by Mr. Whitehead have clearly stated that there must and should be a major... Hello? Seem to have a loose connection here, Steve.
Down goes the flag, and the 1984 James Hardy 1000 is underway, and it is George Fury, Peter Brock and Alan Grice running up with Adam Praying. Steve Masterton's gone in. Tom Walkinshaw is stalled there on the starting line. The rest of the field passing him by. He's been collected by a Camaro. Peter Williamson has also gone into the side of his car, and we have the track blocked.
It wouldn't have occurred beyond the event today. It was inside Renault with the green mufflers, orange mudguards giving way to the Dunlop corner, breaking the blick of the Kepner. It was a pit stop in the 9th hole with the birdie during the semi-final.
When ABC shows get up your nose and the interstate link goes on the blink, give a thought for the evening stews, the news blues.
Good evening, this is Edwin Marr in Melbourne, and we're bringing you the news from a makeshift studio in the foyer of ABC Television at Ripon Lea because of an industrial dispute involving asbestos in our studios. Also in tonight's news, the Prime Minister steps into the politician's pay row. A judge rules that an accused person can't be remanded into police custody for questioning. Predictions of a bleak decade ahead for the petrol industry. And in Scotland, a woman turns 107, quoting Tennyson.
Well, in spite of no theme introduction, hello again, Graham Evans with the late news.
We apologise for the lack of sound on that item.
I'm sorry we're having trouble with that item. We'll see if we can bring it to you later.
Surgeons at the world-renowned microsurgery unit at Melbourne St Vincent's Hospital.
Thank you. Yes, we'll try and bring you that item a little later. Victoria's three main teacher unions have combined into, well, I think I've already told you about that, haven't I? We'll go on to the next item. Victoria's hospital managers...
Fruit growers in the middle of their apricot harvest won't be able to pick or dry their fruit until conditions are warm and sunny. It could also mean a further outbreak of rot and fungus diseases. Can we do this again?
Senator Evans told Parliament today the government's first priority was not to investigate possible illegalities revealed by the tapes, but the massive invasion of privacy of citizens of Australia.
1,000 Palestinians loyal to Yasser Arafat.
The worst thing that could happen for the Aboriginal people of Australia and for the Australian community is that there should be
Is sporting highlights, and here with details of today's tennis, along with the Test cricket from India, Tim Lane.
Yes, well hidden there. Mount Macedon was covered in snow today, and sightseers and locals enjoyed probably the last snow of the year.
Many potato growers are either ploughing part of their crop back into the ground or dumping some because of the glut. The current price is around...
Well, snow we had, potatoes we had, but we weren't expecting to have them in that order. Anyway, we will continue with another story. And which one would you like? Okay. It's been a cold and blustery 10 days at the Royal Melbourne Show, but that hasn't stopped the crowds. And as our reporter Steve Lett says, there was signs of the carnival atmosphere faltering during the last day of the show.
It's been the coldest and wettest show for 56 years. Although threatening grey clouds hovered today, people were able to get down to the serious business of enjoying themselves. However, as people whizzed about overhead, making full use of the gut...
We have these nights sometimes. Just hold on, we've got a phone call. Hello? Yes. I'd love to do that for you. Okay. Bye. Okay.
There were noisy scenes in State Parliament today when the Premier refused to instruct the Auditor-General to inquire into allegations of the misuse of $32,000 of government funds.
Well, sorry about that. Fingers crossed, we may bring that item, but I doubt it. Anyway, on to another story.
The elderly person who is housebound is as much a matter for the community as for health workers.
Well, is that going to set a precedent for other state premiers? That's the end of our program tonight. We'll be back tomorrow evening and hope you join us then. Until then, from all of us here, good night.
Almost 40 million new coins are being delivered to bank branches throughout the country this week.
This is Yushka, the pregnant gorilla, and her reluctant mate Rigo. Specialists...
I don't think that's Yushka somehow.
Well, we're sorry about that. We didn't get that film up.
We are having some problems here tonight, for which we apologise, but...
Have we got that film up yet?
We can now take you back to our story on the dollar coin.
A spectacular display... I'm sorry.
Good evening, Edwin Marr in Melbourne. Also in the news tonight, controversy about 2 deals involving the builders' labourers, one giving them strike pay.
The Lirrup Ferry...
Releasing the policy in Canberra today, the opposition spokesman on aviation, Mr John Spender, said the policy was designed to foster a dynamic and competitive aviation industry.
Medical authorities are now warning us that sporting can be a health hazard, whether it's socket, bashball or foot brawl. And now here's a preview of next year's outstanding productions on the ABC. What do you mean? There's none?
For a satirical look at the world today, don't miss the Gillies Report, Monday nights after Nationwide on ABC, your national network.
You like the Gillies Report?
Oh, the Gillies Report, that's the one that... what angle of it were you thinking of, David?
The whole of it, I think it's brilliant.
Yes, there are many good things in that report. It's a long report and very, well, I suppose difficult to sum up in a few short words like we have today.
Look, mate, you're not in the race.
You belong to the